Now, you can't flip every off-plan or new build property. You've got to have a contract, which is called an assignable contract. Now, buy-to-let, everyone calls it the vanilla and the most boring strategy. Well, guess what? Every single person in the UK needs a home, so it's the one that's going to last the longest, and it's the one that's the most consistent. We all know that rents are going up. We all know that property prices are going up. Figure out what strategy suits you and suits your needs and suits your goals, and then take action on it and go and get it. Hi, it's Gordie here from Redmayne Smith, and I hope you're well. And today's episode of Property Investing with Gordie, we're going to be discussing what's the right strategy to use for my off-plan / new build. Is it buy to let? Is it flipping it? Or is it for serviced accommodation? Not all properties are allowed to do the same thing. Here's a picture of Citygate, York. So this was set up specifically for serviced accommodation. What we've got here is the Colmore. Colmore has an option for an assignable contract, meaning that you can actually flip the property. And then we've got JQ Rise here in Birmingham, which is only allowed to be used for buy to let. You can't flip it and you can't use it for serviced accommodation. Now, all three strategies give you a different outcome. Serviced accommodation, let's look at that one to kick off with. What's the benefits of it? Well, number one, the benefits are it gives you a higher cash flow. This isn't the case in all locations. You have to pick the correct property in the correct location to make sure you're going to get a higher cash flow using it for serviced accommodation. Otherwise, you might be simpler and easier just using it for a buy-to-let. I mean, also with serviced accommodation, you've got tax benefits like capital allowances that you can use, which means you're making tax-free income, which we all love. Downsides with serviced accommodation, you're not going to make the same money every single month unless you get a long-term booking in there. So if you like consistency and you don't want to be as hands-on, serviced accommodation might not be right for you because it's going to be completely changed on seasonalities and all the rest of it. You might fancy buy-to-let. Now, buy-to-let, everyone calls it the vanilla and the most boring strategy. Well, guess what? Every single person in the UK needs a home, so it's the one that's going to last the longest, and it's the one that's the most consistent. We all know that property prices on average double every 7 to 10 years. You're going to get a monthly income. It's going to be the same every month. It's consistent. We all know that rents are going up. We all know that property prices are going up. Buy-to-let, for me, is the safest, most straightforward investment. You might not get the same income than you might make from a serviced accommodation unit. Now, you can't flip every off-plan or new build property. You've got to have a contract, which is called an assignable contract. An assignable contract means once you've exchanged, you can sell the property before going through to complete. Now, I've got a lot of investors that use this strategy. They're not property investors. They don't like holding property, but they understand that the money in the bank is not making any money. In fact, it's losing money. So what they'll do, they'll purchase a property. Let's just use easy figures, £100,000. They'll then purchase it on an assignable contract. Just before completion is due, they'll sell the property, but they'll sell it at the current market rate. So if you buy a property at £100,000, just say it goes up by 10%, you then sell it for £110,000, meaning you made a £10,000 profit. Now, this is incredibly easy to do, and it means that you don't need to worry about tenants, worry about guests. Where's money made? It's not made in bricks and mortar, it's made in the paperwork for property. So before you do anything, figure out your plan, figure out what strategy suits you and suits your needs and suits your goals, and then take action on it and go and get it. So I hope you enjoyed that content. Now, if you want to figure out more on how to pick the best strategy for you, click on the link in the description. I've got a complimentary investment event where I'm going to be showing you a lot more of the information that you need to figure out what's the right strategy for me. And don't forget, click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you leave me a comment, and I'll be in there answering any questions that you may have. Take care.